What if the next Volkswagen Golf doesn't have an engine at all, and somehow becomes even more important than every Golf that came before it? That sounds like a huge statement. But when you're talking about one of the best-selling cars in automotive history, every new generation carries enormous expectations. For nearly 5 decades, the Volkswagen Golf has been the definition of an everyday car done right. It has never been about chasing outrageous horsepower. It has never been about being the most expensive hatchback on the road. Instead, it built its reputation on something much more valuable: trust. Generation after generation, millions of drivers chose the Golf because it was practical, comfortable, reliable, and surprisingly enjoyable to drive. Students bought it as their first car. Families relied on it for everyday life. Commuters drove it to work every morning. Enthusiasts turned to the legendary GTI and R models for performance. Very few vehicles have managed to appeal to so many different people for so many years. Now, Volkswagen is preparing for the biggest transformation in the Golf's history. This is the 2028 Volkswagen Golf Mk9 EV. And honestly, this might become the most important Golf ever built, because for the first time, the Golf is expected to move fully into the electric era. That's a massive responsibility. Think about it. Electric vehicles are no longer just a small part of the automotive market. They're becoming the future. Governments are encouraging cleaner transportation. Charging infrastructure continues expanding. Battery technology keeps improving every year. And customers are becoming more comfortable with owning an EV. Volkswagen knows this, but it also knows something even more important. People don't simply want another electric car. They want a great Golf. That's exactly the challenge facing the Mk9. It doesn't just have to be a good EV. It has to feel like a true Golf. Now, before we continue, Volkswagen has already confirmed that the next generation Golf will transition to a dedicated electric platform. The Mk9 is expected to ride on Volkswagen's advanced SSP architecture, bringing major improvements in efficiency, software, charging capability, and overall technology compared with today's electric models. And honestly, that's exciting, because it means Volkswagen isn't just updating the current car, it's building an entirely new foundation. Starting with the exterior, the Mk9 EV is expected to stay true to everything people love about the Golf. Don't expect dramatic spaceship styling. Volkswagen understands that Golf buyers appreciate timeless design. Instead, expect cleaner surfaces, slimmer LED headlights, a more aerodynamic front end, flush door handles, sharper lighting signatures, and subtle details that improve efficiency without changing the Golf's identity. That's exactly how the Golf has evolved for decades. Every generation feels modern, but every generation still looks unmistakably like a Golf. From the side, the familiar hatchback proportions should remain. The wheelbase is expected to grow slightly thanks to the dedicated EV platform. That means more interior room without making the car feel unnecessarily large. Short overhangs and larger wheels will give the Mk9 a more confident stance while improving stability. Aerodynamic wheels and carefully sculpted body panels should also help increase driving range. Around the rear, Volkswagen will likely continue using slim LED taillights connected by a clean lighting design. Expect a larger roof spoiler, a cleaner bumper design, and a more refined overall appearance. Nothing feels exaggerated. Everything has a purpose. And honestly, that's one of Volkswagen's greatest strengths. Now let's step inside, because this is where the biggest improvements are likely to happen. The first thing you'll notice is space. Real space. Without a traditional engine, gearbox, driveshaft tunnel, and fuel tank, engineers can completely rethink the cabin layout. A flat floor creates a much more open feeling. Passengers enjoy additional legroom. Rear seat comfort improves. Moving around the cabin becomes easier. Even though the exterior dimensions may remain similar to today's Golf, the interior should feel much larger. The dashboard is expected to introduce Volkswagen's next-generation digital experience, a fully digital driver display, a larger central touchscreen, improved graphics, faster response times, better voice controls, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, over-the-air software updates, cloud-connected navigation, and smarter artificial intelligence features that help personalize the driving experience. But here's something Volkswagen absolutely needs to get right: usability. Previous infotainment systems received criticism because many owners found them slow and difficult to use. Volkswagen has acknowledged that feedback. The Mk9 represents an opportunity to fix those problems once and for all. Because technology should simplify driving, not complicate it. Material quality is also expected to improve significantly. Soft touch surfaces, premium upholstery options, sustainable materials, ambient lighting, improved sound insulation. Everything should create an interior that feels modern without becoming overwhelming. Comfort remains one of the Golf's biggest priorities. Supportive seats, excellent visibility, logical controls, practical storage spaces, large door pockets, wireless charging, multiple USB-C ports. Everyday usability continues to define the Golf experience. Now let's talk about performance. Because even though this isn't a sports car, driving enjoyment has always been part of the Golf's DNA. Electric power changes everything. The moment you touch the accelerator, torque arrives instantly. No waiting, no gear changes, no hesitation. Just immediate, effortless acceleration. That makes city driving smoother, merging onto highways easier, and overtaking far more confident. The dedicated electric platform also lowers the center of gravity because the battery sits beneath the floor. That improves balance through corners while maintaining ride comfort. Volkswagen has always been known for creating cars that feel stable and predictable. The Mk9 EV should continue that tradition. Ride quality is expected to improve as well. The suspension can focus more on absorbing road imperfections while maintaining precise handling. Whether you're driving through busy city streets or cruising on the highway, the Golf should remain composed and comfortable. Battery technology is perhaps the biggest story. Volkswagen's next-generation batteries are expected to deliver longer driving range, faster charging times, and improved energy efficiency. For many drivers, that means fewer charging stops and greater confidence during longer journeys. Fast charging should also become significantly quicker, allowing drivers to recover hundreds of kilometers of range in a relatively short break. That's exactly the kind of convenience EV buyers are looking for. Safety continues to be another major priority. Expect the latest adaptive cruise control, lane centering assistance, blind spot monitoring, automatic emergency braking, 360-degree cameras, advanced parking assistance, and improved highway driving technology. These systems don't replace the driver. They simply reduce stress during everyday driving. Now, here's what makes the Mk9 EV especially important. It isn't just replacing the previous Golf. It's replacing decades of automotive history. That's not something many vehicles ever have to do. Millions of people grew up with the Golf. Many families have owned multiple generations. Some drivers bought a Golf as their very first car and never switched to another brand. That emotional connection matters. Volkswagen understands that, and that's why the company can't afford to get the Mk9 wrong. If it succeeds, the Golf will continue leading another generation of drivers into the future. If it fails, one of the automotive world's greatest success stories becomes much harder to continue. Fortunately, everything we've seen so far suggests Volkswagen understands exactly what's at stake. The company isn't trying to reinvent the Golf. It's trying to preserve everything people already love while adapting it for a completely different era. That's exactly the right approach. So, should you wait for the 2028 Volkswagen Golf Mk9 EV? Honestly, if you're planning to buy an electric hatchback over the next few years, absolutely. Because this isn't simply another EV. It's the next chapter of one of the most successful cars ever created. A car trusted by millions. A car respected across generations. And a car that could once again become the benchmark for everyday driving. The 2028 Volkswagen Golf Mk9 EV isn't trying to change what the Golf stands for. It's making sure